What is up, Blues? Welcome back to my channel, and in this video I will name 3 players that Chelsea should sign in order to become a title challenger again. The first player that we should sign, in my opinion, is Raphael Varane. Obviously, we know that he's a title winner, a serial winner. He's been winning trophies for probably 7-8 years, and the guy is a complete defender. He's fast, very good on the ball, and his aerial ability is also very good. And him and Ramos, that partnership has been an amazing one for almost like half a decade, and they've been winning numerous titles and numerous big games together. And considering that Varane still hasn't extended his contract with Real Madrid, it's good to mention that we can buy him for a decent price for a player of his quality. I would say somewhere around 50 to 60 million pounds. I think it's going to be a reasonable price to get him out of the Real Madrid. Now it's up to him if he wants to leave, but I think he's won everything in the game. He's won the World Cup with France, and a lot of players say him without Ramos he's not a good defender, and obviously they're like, oh, he's not a good leader. Obviously he was the leader in the France back line in the World Cup. Him and Umtiti, they had a very good solid partnership, and they won the World Cup. And so I completely disagree with that. I think he's a very good quality player. They were comparing him to there are some players fans, they were comparing him to Rudiger, and they're like, Rudiger is better. I'm like, dude, come on, it's Varane. So I think we should get him if he's available, and I think he's okay for join to a new league and challenge himself with new trophies and stuff. So I think if he's available, we should sign him. In my opinion, him and Thiago Silva are going to be a very good partnership, and even if Thiago Silva maybe leaves after a year, I think he's going to be a very good replacement, considering he's slowly approaching his 30s. Varane, I think he's going to be 28 in a couple of months, so maybe in a year or two, when he's getting close to 30s, his experience is going to get even higher. He's going to be a much more leadership figure in the team, and I think maybe him, Christensen, or maybe him, Guehi, we got so many other younger options that can play next to him, are going to be able to learn from him. And I think, yeah, if he's available, we should go for him. I think center back is a position that we really need to strengthen. A world-class defender is needed, and I think when we improve the core of our team, winning big games is going to be much more easier. For the second position, I was looking for a defensive midfielder, and as you guys know, Conte, he's been struggling with a lot of injuries, and his injury record hasn't been the greatest in his past 2 to 3 years. And to be honest, at the club we don't really have a natural defensive midfielder. We've been lacking a player like that since Matic left. And originally I was thinking about Declan Rice, but as you guys know, the board rejected the possibility of him coming back to Chelsea, because they believe that he still hasn't improved in the areas that they let him go for. And so I've gone for a player that he plays for AC Milan, the Ivorian midfielder Frank Kessie. And you guys know about Kessie. Him and Tonelli, or sometimes him and Ben Nasser, have been doing very well for AC Milan, and they're one of the biggest reasons why AC Milan are performing very well this season. They've been keeping it very solid in the middle. Also, he's very good at progressing the ball from the deeper areas. That was one of his weaker areas maybe a year or two ago, but recently he's been improving at it. I think his ball efficiency has been improved since, I would say, this season has been improving a lot. I think overall his physicality is very good. He's very fast, very strong. He can bully anyone, and the guy is just a monster. And I think let's say maybe him and Kovacic are going to be a very good partners, and maybe him and Conte can be very good partners. I think Kessie has been also played in a box-to-box role, and I think he can fulfill that position. And I think he's going to be a very perfect player as a defensive midfielder, maybe to compete with Conte, or maybe to start in front of him if he's not available. And I think his price is not going to be even that high. I think he's going to be around 30 to 40 million pounds. Maybe if AC Milan decide to buy Fikayo Tomori, maybe they're going to give us a discount on Frank Kessie, which is going to be another bonus thing. So I think overall, if we don't get our options, Kessie is going to be a very good player, and I think he's very affordable, and I think he's still young, which can be developed into a better player and eventually help us to be a proper team, a proper title challenger. The final player that I think Chelsea should sign is Erling Haaland. The Norwegian striker is a wonderful finisher of the ball. I mean, this guy scores goals for fun. I think he scored like 43 goals in 43 appearances for Dortmund, something like that. It's crazy statistics. Obviously, he's playing in Bundesliga. We know how the Bundesliga tax works. You know, we saw it with players like Werner and Havertz. So I think we gotta keep that in mind. But there's a but. Haaland has been performing amazing in the Champions League against the best of the best in the European stage, and the guy is a wonderful player, man. I think if you're able to get him for like a price around 80 to 90 million pounds, it's gonna be not a bargain, but it's gonna be a very good deal, considering that, you know, he's a 20-year-old and a lot of players, a lot of clubs want him. And imagine if we get him, we're gonna be instantly a proper title challenger. I think his qualities instantly improve us. Recently, you know, we've been struggling a lot with the finishing area of the game, and I think our strikers, you know, Tammy, he's good. I personally really like him as a striker. I think a lot of people disrespect him for very I would say unfair reasons. They constantly compare him to, you know, players that, you know, that are, I would say, generational. They compare him to Mbappe and those guys. But in my opinion, I think he's a very good player, and he's 23, guys. He's still developing, and I think overall, maybe I would say when he's 26, 27, when he gets close to his prime, I think we're gonna see the true Tammy. I think he was our top scorer. He scored like 18 or 19 goals in all competitions, and I think he's very underrated. I think if we get Haaland, I think it means the end of Tammy at Chelsea. I personally want him to stay and compete with Haaland. That's gonna be the best scenario. But again, if you're a player, you gotta, you know, look for your best interest and move on. And currently, he hasn't extended his contract. Maybe he's seeing the Haaland rumors. So I personally believe if he signs Haaland, he's gonna force a move away, and he's gonna look for a new club. But again, back to Haaland. If he replaced Tammy with a player like Haaland, I'm not gonna get mad, because obviously he's arguably the top two players in the world in his age. Him and Mbappe, they are one of the most elite young players in the world. And, you know, Haaland and Mbappe, they're already dominating the European stage, and they're balling. So I think if we get Haaland, we're gonna be instantly a proper scary team. And, you know, with a manager like Tuchel and many players like that are still like young and they're raw and they're still growing, you know, players like Pulisic, that he was performing very well last season. I think if he goes back to his best, if we're gonna be a different team. Players like Hudson-Odoi, Hakim Ziyech, Kai Havertz. We got Olivier Giroud, experienced World Cup winner. Timo Werner, that he's still like, you know, he's still learning the English game, and he's gonna improve. I'm 100% sure, because he's showing the signs. We're gonna be a crazy team, and I think overall, if we get these three players, we will be a very scary and devastating team, and we're gonna be able to, you know, challenge for all trophies in Europe.